First of all, I want to give credit to Oklahoma. They played really well. They have a really good team. You got to beat them, and they played better than we did tonight. So that's why they came out on top, and we didn't. They had traffic the whole night. I don't think we had a 1-2-3 inning. We didn't make our normal plays defensively. When you don't pitch at a high level and defend at a high level, it's hard to win those games against a really good team. But our guys, they kept playing, they kept battling. We left some runners on base, but I told our guys after the game, I was like, every one of you got after it. It just wasn't our night. But we're going to flush it quickly because we're going to play again tomorrow, and we're excited about it.
Tommy?
The experience of last year, it's virtually the same situation. It's almost a very similar game, and then having to back it up Monday and go again. Guys like Gavin have been through it, and Kane will get his taste of it. But what's the message? You said flush it.
Yeah, I'll tell you the exact message. I said, we met August 19th. That was our first meeting. And I said, if I'd have asked y'all in there that we're going to play for a regional championship against Oklahoma on Monday at the Bosh, what would you say? And they'd be like, heck yeah. So I preach that all the time. Thankfully, obviously, that wasn't an elimination game for us. So we have another game, and I'm, that's the message. Like, move on and take a shower, and once I find out the game time, we'll get in here and we'll get after it.
Pat?
Gavin, just kind of on the same note, just how much can you draw on from that experience last year in the same sort of situation?
Yeah, definitely helpful. Like I said, it's a very similar situation. So just knowing that, just like tonight was hard, tomorrow's probably going to be even harder. You got to show up, you got to bring it, and we're just going to, play like we got our backs against the wall.
Gavin, you came through in a lot of clutch situations tonight. Did your approach change at all when your team is down and you need a clutch at bat, or do you just keep it the same?
No, I'd say I just try to keep it simple. Do the same thing every time. Be consistent. Coach Weirs, Coach Jackson, they prepare so much with their whole pitching staff. So before I get in the box, I know what my approach is and I know what I'm looking to do, and then just try to stick to that and execute it.
Brian, then Kip.
Coach, was there anything that you saw today that you'd like to improve, I guess, on tomorrow, to put you guys in a better position tomorrow?
Well, obviously a lot. Our guys competed, but you can't give a team that's that talented but that many base runners. And they had base runner after base runner. And we also, Coach Gaines just said it best, as bad as we thought, we pitched it. I'm sitting here looking at it. They only had 3-4 unruns. So you got to make big plays too, and our guys have made those big plays all year, and they'll make them tomorrow night.
Kip.
Yeah, Scott, I'm wondering, I've heard that Lynch is going to be your pitcher tomorrow. Is that confirmed, and what are your plans if that's not the case?
There's a good chance he will be our pitcher tomorrow. We got him and Duff well rested and ready. And that can be a challenge when you have a game, because I'm a go for it person. But we just needed more length to get deeper into the game to get Lynch or McDuffie in there. It didn't happen, but they're ready to go. They'll be fully rested, and most likely that's who will start is Ryan Lynch.
Great.
Coach, on pitching, at what point in the game did you kind of decide that, okay, we might need to hold these guys if we need them for another game?
Yeah, well, we talked about it before the game. You always have a plan going in. I felt like we needed to get into the 7th, at least be tied or potentially have the lead. Obviously, if we were in the elimination game, that would have been completely different. But when you have two guys that you also know, and there's a reason those guys are prepared. McDuffie has started this year. He's been lengthened out. Lynch has started. He's been lengthened out. We have other guys that are going to need to pitch potentially tomorrow. But I'd made up my mind as a head coach that unless we had the lead from 7th to 9th, I wasn't going to put Ryan Lynch or Walker McDuffie in the game.
Adam.
Gavin, in dealing with Barfield, their starter tonight, I think that was his 3rd start of the season. You guys knew you were going to face Witherspoon last night. I'm sure you had a ton of information. Scott was talking about the video that you guys watched. Does the challenge now become sort of preparing for these pitchers on the fly that maybe you don't know as well as Witherspoon, maybe not have as much information on some of these guys?
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, Coach Weirs, Coach Jackson, they do such a good job preparing us. They always have in-depth scouting report, unless it's a guy that hasn't seen the mound this year. We're always prepared, even if it is a late notice like tonight. They played earlier today, didn't really know who their starter was until we got to the field. That can be tough, but we just had a hunch of one or two guys they might start, and just try to prepare for either one of those. And then once we got word, we knew what we were looking to do.
Kane, can you talk about how after the 6th inning you fell behind by 4 runs, I think it was 7-3, but then in the 7th you guys got 2, in the 8th you got the bases loaded. Can you just talk about the offensive approach? You were falling behind, but still kind of you guys kept coming after them.
Well, it was just about the fight. We were competing every single AB, every single pitch. We knew we had to get back in the game. We're not looking at the scoreboard. We were playing like it was 0-0 the whole time. So, I mean, it was basically just competing at that point and believing that you're better than the guy on the mound.
Here in the front row, please.
Yeah, Scott, it looked like Skip was using exclusively left-handers against your lineup because you had 6 lefties in there. Will you vary that tomorrow to kind of take that advantage away from, because it sounds like his strategy is throw lefties against you guys.
Yeah, we faced the last 6 weeks, probably 80 to 85% of what we face has been left-handed, and our guys have handled them pretty good. I still thought we had good at bats. We didn't have much to show for it, but you look at their arms and the caliber that they have. It's not like we're striking out 14 to 16 times. We always look at matchups, and you could change a guy here or a guy there. So I don't want to say that's not a possibility, but I don't see our top 5 hitters in that order changing.
Kane, you're constantly able to get so many pitches off of one pitcher, have really strong quality at bats. You did that in the 7th in response after the 6th to get on base and eventually get home. What allows you to have such long at bats, even if you're not necessarily getting hit off?
It's just my mindset. Every single AB, it's trying to see pitches, find a way to get on base to help my team win. Still second, still third. So whether I reach on air, walk, hit by pitch, it don't matter to me. If I get on first, that's what I'm going to do and help my team win. So that's just the kind of player I am, and that's never going to change.
Anybody else? Grace?
Kane, I mean, you've obviously stolen a lot of bags, and Coach has said that you have the green light, but how much scouting goes into the pickoff move of a pitcher and then the ability of a catcher, because Oklahoma has 2 that they used before? Yeah,
lefties and righties are different. Me and Coach Jackson, we talk a lot about it before the pitcher comes in and when like the times and stuff and all that jazz. But a lefty pick, sometimes they have read moves, and you have to know that stuff. So, and Oklahoma does a really good job of holding runners and pitch control and all that stuff. So, yeah, it's really a challenge. But I'm trying to steal every single pitch and get a good pitch to run on and get a count as well. And I know Vandy and Steve got good bats behind me, so I got to be smart with that as well. So it's really default aggressive for me and try to pick the right count to go in.
Last one right here in front.
And then, Kane, if you can talk for yourself and then also the rest of the outfield, you guys the outfield has a ton of speed and is able to use your forward momentum on those fly balls to, if a runner tags up, not have it be more than one. Can you just talk about the speed of the outfield and the arms that you guys have? Yeah,
it's just believing in ourselves, knowing we can get to any ball in the outfield and knowing how fast each other are and where we will be in gaps in relation to each other. So deep ball in the gap, I know where French is and I know where Tyson is going to be. So it's just trusting each other and know we can get the balls that other guys can't and have our team win.
All right, thank you very much. We will see you at some point.